So Suzuki have a Baleno and now Toyota have their Starlet. Yeah, I know, I'm being rather cheeky, but this car has been on the market for quite a few years. We've all seen it, just never badged as a Toyota. Just a bit of product background. Relationship between Toyota, Suzuki and the manufacturing facility in India saw this being the first Indian manufactured car exported for Suzuki to Japan as a Baleno. A really solid product offering that will replace the Etios in what is a very important market segment here in South Africa, but offer way more modern and sophisticated driving and styling. The Starlet is going to fill more space in the parking lot than the Etios. It is longer and wider with a longer wheelbase, which will benefit rear passenger comfort as well as luggage capacity. And because it sits significantly lower to the ground and has a 50mm lower ground clearance, its proportions just work so much better, giving it a more purposeful stance. For sure, the driving characteristics are going to be improved too. So the Starlet is offered in 3 derivatives, and what you see here is the top spec XR. Let me talk you through a couple of the unique features on this model. So you now get, instead of regular headlights, you get the full LED headlight cluster, and that includes the LED daytime running lights. You also get the fog lights on this top spec. The grille is black on the rest of the lineup, but the XR now brings in some chrome detailing, which really finishes off the front end. And the LEDs obviously now give it its own unique light signature. Colored-coded mirrors are standard across the entire range, but what you do get as an addition on the top spec XR is the little indicator they've added here, as well as the chrome door handles. And then if you look at the back, you've got really cool privacy glass for the rear section. But for me, a car has to be running on a cool set of wheels to have genuine street cred. And I love these 16-inch alloys, diamond cut with the two-tone, look really amazing. The entry-level XR comes on 15-inch steels, but these wheels you get from the XS up to the XR. But this for me is where the Starlet really shines. Class-leading boot capacity at 355 litres. That is bigger than Volkswagen's Polo at 351 litres. The boot is really deep, and that of course is helped because you don't have a full-size spare, but a space saver. You'll notice the LED taillights, that is standard across the entire range. But if you do go for the XR, you get the integrated roof spoiler, which I really like. And that chrome detailing you saw in the front is brought through to finish off the rear end of the Starlet. Park distance control, standard in the top spec only, and that also includes a reverse camera. Leather seats are not available in the Starlet lineup. What you do get are electric windows all round, and in the rear is also a 12-volt charger. That's across the entire lineup. You are going to find the headroom, I'm 6 foot, is a little bit tight. Now, unlike the Etios, which is a flat roof box shape, because of the sloping roof line that the Starlet has, it can get a little bit snug up here. But one place that is amazing is your legroom. Incredible. This is my driving position. I sit quite far back and I've got ample legroom here. That's pretty impressive. Starlet knows my name. I feel like a bit of a Starlet myself. Like, this is obviously the big draw card for the top spec XR, is to have the 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system. Amazing. Obviously the entire range has USB, but now you get smartphone compatibility. So my Apple CarPlay is in there, and that's incredible. Comes with Waze, your navigation. This is a sort of tech that people kind of want in their cars today, just to make it a more livable experience from a day-to-day perspective. The rest of the range comes your standard CD player. You also get USBs, but obviously no connectivity, and there's Bluetooth, so you can pair your phone in that way. There's a 12-volt charge in the front on the entire range and lineup as well. But I think the key thing for me is I really like the interior and the layout of the Starlet. If you think back to Etios, this is like chalk and cheese, miles better. Everything is well integrated. Even the way the screen fits into the air vents and the layout is clean, sophisticated, upmarket. This is good. This 3-spoke leather-covered multifunctional steering wheel is standard across the range, but the cruise control is only available on the top spec XR model. Keyless entry and push to start is also included as part of the XR specification. What you won't find though in the lineup are automatic headlights. The electric windows all round with driver one touch and electric mirrors are standard across the range. The top spec also adds this 4.2-inch color multifunctional information display, modernizing what is a pretty bland instrument cluster. But accessing the information, well, it's not very user-friendly at all. It's via a stalk on the dash and not the multifunction steering wheel. The Starlet is offered with just one engine. That's a 1.4 litre naturally aspirated petrol engine. This is tried and tested technology, been around for a long time, so you really do know what you're getting, but it certainly isn't going to be knocking the lights out on any performance figures with its 68 kilowatts and 130 Newton meters. But if you look at competitors running with similar engines, it's there and thereabouts in the ballpark. As a comparison to the Etios, it's a little bit more powerful kilowatt-wise. Etios, I think, had 66 kilowatts, but it did have a little bit more torque at 132, and that torque was also available a little bit lower down. And if I remember driving the Etios, it felt like I could wring a bit more performance out of that engine. In terms of gearboxes, it comes with a 5-speed manual, or you have the option of a 4-speed automatic. The entry level, the XR, only comes with the manual transmission, and then the options are obviously with the transmissions on XS and the top of the range XR. Would I want to go for the 4-speed auto? Probably not. It's old tech, and I think you're going to really be hunting for gears because you don't have much performance from this engine. So the manual route is the way to go, and even here, climbing up the hill, I am working my way through the gearbox. But having said that, the gearbox has a good feel to it. What is important though is that this was built on an all-new platform which was not only lighter but also a lot more flexible, so that improves the ride quality quite significantly. But what I also appreciate is when you're looking at power to weight ratio, the fact that this car comes with a curb weight of just under 900, the Auto's pushing it just over 900, it does help the performance power to weight ratio aspect of the Starlet. Being comfortable behind the wheel is crucial for me. The entire range has height adjustable seats, but when you get into the top spec XR, the steering wheel is height and reach adjustable, and you also get this nice little armrest. I mean, it's little things like that that make a difference for me, and I really enjoy. The range comes standard with 2 airbags. It's got ABS, it's got brake force distribution and brake assistance, and when you get into the top spec XR, the airbags are bumped up quite significantly to 6, which is crucial. But I think what is great when you are selling this vehicle is the fact that it comes with a 3-star Euro NCAP rating, and more importantly, the entire range is offered with vehicle stability control. That for me should be a non-negotiable. Any car sold in South Africa should come with that. So that's a nice added value on the entire Starlet range. Interesting enough, if I feel like hitching a trailer, I can fit a tow bar on the Starlet. It's got a 1,000 kilogram brake towing capacity, 400 kilograms unbraked. So yeah, it might be a nice to have. I just look at it from a power delivery and performance perspective. I'm not sure if I want to be dragging any extra weight along in my Starlet. So let's sum up the Starlet. The ride is a little on the soft side. You've got your pretty standard McPherson front setup with a torsion beam in the rear, and the steering is also a little bit vague, but listen, you're only really going to feel that when you're pitching it through the twisties like we were doing. This is not a pocket rocket, so the more comfortable, compliant setup really works well in this application. How it looks, the interior layout, the quality and the finish of the materials, and the insulation of the cabin means the Starlet is streets ahead of the Etios. But it is not a new car. It's been around since 2016. And when you stack it up against competitors like the Volkswagen Polo, the Kia Rio, it is kind of starting to show its age. You don't have small capacity turbos, and that automatic transmission is really old school. So it may well be a formal alliance between Toyota and Suzuki globally, but in our market, the gloves are off, with Toyota strategically pricing their rebadged Baleno Starlet to undercut Suzuki. But Toyota cannot match them when it comes to service plans and warranties. The question for me though, is the auto option and the 16-inch alloys enough to warrant the XS derivative? I don't really think so, but I understand that this is a price war to bring that automatic in at a good price point. What I would do is I would offer the 16-inch alloys as an optional extra on the entry-level XR range. But Toyota really does need an offering like this in the marketplace. And I think with the brand's reputation, the dealer network, this is going to be a sales starlet.